Good afternoon. This is Kelly Clark from CARES. I just wanted to show you guys how and where to update a client's face sheet in order to record an annual assessment. So the first thing that I want to show you is, let me just get to my desktop here. If you received an email either from myself or Maureen Burns that contained a list. Now, if you got the list, it's in your awards messages. If you don't have access to awards, it was faxed to you. So if you got a list that looks like this, has a client's award ID, a client's name, the project that they're in, admission and discharge dates. These are a list of clients who, between the years of 2014 to 2016, need to have an annual assessment completed. So the first thing you want to do is you want to look at your list. We're going to start with Junebug. Junebug right here has not had her annual assessment. She was admitted May 13th of 2015. Her relevant anniversary was May 13th of 2016. So what I need to do is I need to go into Junebug's profile, in the profile module, into her face sheet and the HMIS info section. And I have to do an update for May 13th of 2016. So to do that, you're going to go into log into awards. And from your home page, except this is not, I'm going to log out for a second because I don't want to log in as myself. So you're going to log into awards. I'm going to use my training. And I'm going to go into the profile module. And I'm going to select the program that this client was entered into. So Junebug is a client of Training Permanent Housing. I'm going to go into the face sheet module. I'm going to select Junebug from the list of clients and click continue. And now Junebug's face sheet is going to open. So the section that has to be updated and within that very specific time frame of within 30 days prior to 30 days after the client's anniversary date is this HMIS info section right here. So we need to scroll to the bottom of the HMIS info section. And now you can see right here under HMIS info update history, it says none. It says none because since Junebug was enrolled in May of 2015, her case managers have never gone in and updated the HMIS info section of her face sheet. So we need to click on Update HMIS Info. The first thing we have to do is we have to put in an effective date. So I'm going to put in May 1st, right, May 1st of 2016. Now, as soon as I tab out of the effective date, if the date that you enter into this field falls within the correct time frame of 30 days prior to 30 days after the client's anniversary date, the next section where it says annual update, it is going to auto-populate and let you know this is in fact an annual update for this year. And because I'm doing it for 2016, this is letting me know this is an annual update for 2016. So I'm just going to take a look at all of her information. Since I've never updated her face sheet before, this HMI info section, which includes income, non-cash benefits, health insurance, and the special needs section, is all going to pre-populate from her admission record. The HMIS info section of the face sheet pre-populates with the most up-to-date information that is within the system for the client. We've never updated her information, so the most recent we have is from her admission record. So when she was admitted, there was no income. However, when I look at her paper records, I pull her file from the filing cabinet and I take a look through her records. In May of 2016, she did start having income. So I'm going to change that no income to a yes, and I'm going to say that she now has SSI. I'm going to put in the amount of income that she has, and I'm also going to say that she's also receiving $201 from General Public Assistance. So now she has a monthly income of $957, effective on May 1st. I'm going to say that yes, we have hooked her up with SNAP benefits, as well as she is now covered by Medicaid for health insurance. None of her special needs have changed. She's still saying that she does not have any of these special needs. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come on down to all the way to the bottom. I'm going to click on update. Once I click on update, and now I'm just going to click yes because this is somebody that's in the system with the same Social Security number as other people. The page is going to display in report mode. So we can see now effective date of May 1st, 2016. This is her annual update. And if we scroll through and now we look at her HMIS info update history, it says May 1st, 2016 annual update. That's how we know. This was recorded around the time of her anniversary. When we sent out the lists to everybody regarding clients that needed annual updates, it's because when we're looking at the system performance measure reports, as well as when we're looking at APRs for COC funded projects, the way the report is designed by HUD is that the information for income, non-cash benefits, and health insurance is going to pull for their annual assessment only from records that has an annual update completed during that reporting year. So if you have clients that were due for an annual update during that year, but it has not been done yet, you may not see anything on this screen. If you've gone in and you've updated a client record because they did have a change in income, however, that change in income did not fall in the correct time frame, you'll see that an update has been completed, however, it will not say annual update. So we just need to see the words annual update in order for these clients to be reported correctly in the APR and system performance measures. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go back to my home screen and I'm going to look at my list again. So I have May Flowers, who needs to have 2 annual updates completed. She came into the program in June of 2014, and I have not gone in June of 2015 or June of 2016 to update her information. So I need to do that now. So I'm going to go back into my profile module, make sure I'm in the correct program, click on Face Sheet, and now I'm going to select May Flowers. I'm going to click on Continue, and I'm going to scroll down to where it says Update HMIS Info. Now, again, her record has never been updated. So the information that's pre-populating onto her face sheet is the information that's coming from her admission record. So she was admitted in June of 2014. Now let me show you. If I do an update for her for April 5th of 2016, so it's close to her anniversary date, right? However, when I tab out of it, it says that this is not an annual update. And it's not an annual update because it was not, this effective date is not within the correct time frame. But let's just say that on April 5th of 2016, let me change this to, I'm going to actually change this to 2015 since she came into our program. So that was not an annual update for 2016. It wasn't in the time frame. When I changed it to April 5th of 2015, the annual update field now says this client is not yet required to complete an annual update. And that's because as of April 5th, 2015, this client was not in the program long enough to require an annual update. She had not been in the program for a full 365 days. Sorry about that. But let's say we received an award letter for her on April 5th saying that she's now eligible for SSI. So April 5th, she's not yet due for an annual update, but we want to keep record that this actually happened on April 5th. So I'm going to change income from any source from a no to a yes. I'm going to give her SSI in the amount of $658. And I'm going to say she still does not have any non-cash benefits. Yes, she is covered by Medicaid. And I'm going to say, yes, I do now have documentation of her mental health diagnosis on file, as well as I'm going to say, yes, she is now receiving services or treatment. Now when I click on update, it's going to again display in report mode, effective April 5th, 2015. Client is not yet required to complete an annual update. And when we scroll down, now it just says 4/5/2015, but it doesn't say anything next to it. And that's because this is just a regular update. This is not the required annual update. She's not due for an annual update until June. So we updated her information for April because that's when that information became effective. But she's not going to pull into any of the reports correctly without an annual update. So I'm going to, again, just real quick, I'm going to go back into my system from my home page into the profile module, and I am going to go into Mayflower's face sheet. I'm going to scroll to the bottom of the HMIS info section. I'm going to click on Update HMIS Info. And now I am going to put in a date that is going to be her annual update, June 2nd, 2015. This is going to be an annual update. However, since April, when she was approved for SSI, nothing has changed. She still only had $658 a month in coming from SSI. Her SNAP benefits have not been approved yet. Her health insurance information, her special needs information is still the same. Nothing has changed from when I did this update in April. But because it did not record as an annual update, we need to come back into her face sheet, enter a date that will record as the annual update for this year. And I just need to put the date in, scroll to the bottom of my page, click update. And now when her face sheet displays again, it says June 2nd, 2015 is an annual update for 2015. And I scroll to the bottom, we can see now under her HMIS info update history section on April 5th, 2015, an update was completed. On June 2nd of 2015, her annual update was completed. So even if nothing has changed, you look at the client's face sheet and all of that information that is on their face sheet is still true today, you still have to enter an effective date within the time frame to make it record as an annual update and click on update. That's the only way to get the client's information to pull into these reports. So I'm going to go back to my homepage, and I want to show you the easiest way that you can check on your own and see which clients you do have an annual update and which clients do not. Effective actually in April when the new APR was released, they changed the individual detail section of the report that makes it so much easier to read, and it's very easy to see if your client, if any of your clients are missing an annual assessment, and if your clients are missing an annual assessment, you can easily see which clients are missing that information. So from the administration tab, you want to click on fiscal program. Mind you, not everybody has access to this fiscal program module. If you do not, you need to ask your supervisor if you can have access to it. If your supervisor says that you can, I do need the email. If the email comes from you saying you can have access to this information, I need you to CC your supervisor on that email, or just have your supervisor email me letting me know that you can have access to the fiscal program module. So we're going to click on fiscal program, and it is the 1, 2, 3, 4. It is the fourth button down on in the right-hand column. It is the HUD COC Annual Performance Report APR. Click on that button, select your program, select the date range that you want to run this report. We ran 2 reports for the fiscal year of 10/1/14 through 9/30/15, and then we ran another report for 10/1/15 to 9/30/16. So making sure that you are running the 2 separate reports. APRs are only allowed to be run for a maximum of 18 months, so we can't do a full 2 years of reporting. So we broke them out into 2 separate reports. So I'm looking for all clients that were in the program between October 1st of 2014 through September 30th of 2015. I now want to click on Show Individual Detail. Showing individual detail is going to let me quickly find which clients are missing the information. And I'm going to click on Continue. The report is being processed. As soon as it's done, the report is going to display. And now we have our APR. So number of heads of households and adult stayers in the project more than 365 days. I have 1 person in this program for this time frame of October 1st, 2014 to 9/30/2015 who is supposed to have an annual update completed. And I found that information in Q5 report validations. When I look in the data quality section, Q6, and I come down to income and sources at annual assessment, the error count column shows 0 and error rate says 0%. That's because the 1 person that should have an annual update completed does. So if we scroll all the way to the bottom of the APR, we can see our individual detail. Now, our individual detail looks just like this. So what we need to do is we're going to scroll over until we find date of relevant anniversary and has annual assessment. You can sort these alphabetically if you want. So I have 3 clients who were not yet due for an annual assessment. I had 1 client that was due for an annual assessment, and yes, an annual assessment has been recorded during this reporting period. So when I scroll back over to who has the yes, now Mayflowers is now showing as having that annual update. If I jump back and I change my reporting period now to be 10/1 of 2015 through 9/30 of 2016, not 90/30, 9/30 of 2016. I want to show individual detail. I'm going to click on continue. I'm going to get that same report is going to be generated just for the next year. So now we can see in question 5, number of heads of households and adult stayers, 4. I have 4 clients that have been in the program for more than 365 days during this reporting period. When I look at my question 6 data quality, 6C, I have 2 clients, or 50% of my clients are missing their annual assessment. So now what I want to do is I want to go to the bottom of my APR. I want to scroll on over to find has annual assessment, and when no is going to be in the middle, really, either way I go. See these clients who have no's, so the 2 clients in the middle, so the 4th and 5th rows down. So when I move my page back over, I look at my 4th and my 5th rows, I can see that Poppy Seed and Mayflowers are both missing annual assessments for this year, for 2016. So I would then follow that process that we did before into the profile module, the face sheet, the HMIS info section of the client's face sheet, and update them with an effective date that is around the anniversary of their admission. I'm going to go into Poppy Seed's profile, so home, into the profile module, face sheet. I'm going to go into Poppy Seed. I'm going to click on continue. And now her face sheet opens up. What we have found has been happening, and I completely understand where this confusion can come into play, is that users have been going down and recording the client's income information, their SSI, SSDI, their public assistance information. They've been updating it in the entitlements info section. So for income, they were adding new income, and they were selecting the standard. They were entering the amount. Then they were putting in this effective date and clicking on update. So now, under entitlement information, we can see effective May 2nd of 2017, this client now has $658 in SSI benefits. When we scroll up through this client's face sheet, just because we entered it in that entitlement section, it's not showing up in the HMIS info section. So what we want to make sure that we are updating the client's income, non-cash benefits, health insurance, and special needs information is being captured in the HMIS section. So what we do is now if I click on update the info, and now let's say I enter 12/15/2015 because I believe this client came into program, I think, in 2014. Let's see, annual update for 2015. And now I change SSI. I change income from no to yes, SSI of 564. And I'll say yes to now having SNAP benefits and yes to being covered by health insurance. When I scroll down and I click on update, oh, what did I do? Oh, I'm sorry. I selected no instead of yes. And now click on update. 12/15/15 was her annual update. 12/15/15 annual update. Now let's look at our client's entitlement section. 12/15/15. The income information that we entered in the HMIS info section of the face sheet will automatically pre-populate in the entitlements info section. So if you're entering their income information into the entitlement section and entering it into the HMIS info section, you're doing double data entry. You only need to do it in the HMIS info section. Now, best practice, every time there's a change in the client's profile, whether it's to their income, their non-cash benefits, health insurance, special needs, or domestic violence, you want to record that information. But be mindful that they still have to have an effective date entered around the time of the anniversary of their admission date in order for it to pull as an annual assessment. If you have any further questions on how to update this information, feel free to either call myself, Kelly, if I'm your customer service rep. If Sue Palmer is your customer service rep, give her a call and she can help you do this. To everybody that has already worked so hard on updating this information, thank you. We appreciate it. And this is going to allow us to show the amazing work that you all do with the clients when we have to submit these reports to HUD. Thank you.